Ads are hard to do. Like cars, it's a lot of information that you have to get in a small space. And this one was going in a really small space. And so with a unique shape, a headline that jumped out at you, even being on a page with lots of realty ads really drew your eye straight to this one because of its unique shape and headline, but yet it got all the information you needed to get in there.
I agree with what JC said. Anytime you have a real estate ad, you know there's going to be a ton of them on that page. So you've got to do something to get their attention. And you've got to do something more than just have the biggest headline and the biggest font. And by going with a different size, you're still showing the picture of the house. There's nothing that they lost by going to an odd size. Instead, they gained something by getting your attention. What's going to be more appealing to women for ladies' night than chocolate? So the picture gets your attention. It's a very classy design, and a $1,000 shopping spree in chocolate. You found the two things that are going to bring their audience out to this ladies' night.
Well, I'll say I saw the $1,000 before I saw the chocolate, but what I like was the 1,000 jumps out, it draws your eye in. This also has a really interesting use of spot color. The only little bit of red and brown with just that little strawberry, again, draws your eye. It does look very feminine. Again, the font matches what they're trying to sell. And it has a lot of information, and it's a little cluttered, but it makes it clear where you're trying to go and where you're trying to get your customer to go mentally and physically to be. So I liked it. I think it was very strong.
Great headline. They are trying to advertise something that's very difficult to advertise, the newspaper itself and their online component. So there's creativity, and they chose one part of their website. They didn't just try to say, we have everything on our website. They are playing off of online dating. The picture is funny, and the caption, Stan and Harold met online. Both love the sun. I thought it was very creative, very good artistically designed, and again, I think they had a really big challenge in what they were advertising, and they rose to the challenge.
There's not much else to say about this one except for this category was really tough. There were some really good ones in it, but I think Jay said it well. It was selling something that's hard to sell, and they did it really well. It looks very clean, and it catches your eye on a busy page, and even does a lot of black and white. I really liked it.
And the picture itself, you're drawn right to it. It's a very interesting looking guy, and he's holding an iguana. How often do you see that in the newspaper?
But again, nice clean headline, clean copy. Thanks.
Um, 12th Street Tap House. The ad looks like a tap house ad would be, with the wood grain as the backdrop to it. It's very clear what it says. The guy with the beer, 12th Street Tap House at the top, now open. It's very simple, and I think it just does a good job of conveying exactly what it is.
I like that there's not too much information, but just enough. I like the bleed and the simple use of color. I mean, really just the brown and the yellowish wood grain. Again, very simple, very clear, but yet the having the bleed and just going right to the edges and using all the space that jumps out at you on the page.
The other thing is, it doesn't look like a typical ad. They've picked kind of an older font that you might have seen, back in the 50s used a lot more. And they're going for that feel. So because it's unique in that sense, your eye is drawn to it. Tim's pick of the week made the ad more personal. There's a picture of a guy, I'm assuming that's Tim, And given that it's in the Dickinson Star, which is a small community paper, half people reading this probably know Tim. And it's clean, and Tim's Pick of the Week, it grabbed your attention.
What I liked about it was it's such a small ad and it has lots on it, but it doesn't, again, feel too crowded. And again, I don't know who Tim is, and maybe people reading it don't know who Tim is, but someone thought Tim's opinion was valid, and it made me give it a second look. So that works, even if we don't know who Tim is.
Yeah, it piques your curiosity.
Enough to
the
read
headline.
it, which sometimes that's all it takes. The first thing that jumps out about this one is the unique shape and the empty white space that's in the corner of the ad, that it was your traditional square, as well as, well, I don't normally like using so many different types of fonts. The whole point of this ad is to be playful, and the fonts really create that playful look and feel.
I also thought that it's a Nate's Trick Dog Cafe, so it clearly has a dog theme to it. But they did it in a very clever way without kind of being cheesy. The tagline here, sit and stay, it fits for a restaurant. Come, sit down, stay for a while, but also, of course, the commands you give a dog. I just thought it was very clever. And again, the unique shape draws your attention to it right away. The one that we chose, we thought it had a very catchy headline given for what they were advertising, and the picture, although probably stock photography that was used, it fits the company very well and the headline.
It also had a color palette that was very sensual, which is what I think the ad is trying to accomplish without being overly risque. And again, the picture jumped out at you, as did the headline, but they went well together and complemented each other well. It also said a lot and had a lot of text without seeming too cluttered. The text was well proportioned to the picture.
It's a very relaxing ad, which is exactly what they were trying to go for.
I'll go first on this one. I think clearly, we liked all of them. That's why they were in first place. But this one, looking at it, it was the hardest thing to sell. And it really jumps out at you on the page. It's a good match. It's selling not just this one element of the website, but the overall website. Headline that jumps out at you, a little bit of text, but it's powerful. You walk away from it getting the message, dual messages of both the pets and the overall website. And again, strong imagery, his eyes are staring right at you. So I thought just a very strong ad, really, really clever.
Yeah. It gets your attention. Several different pieces of it get your attention. The headline gets your attention. But if you were to take away the headline, the image gets your attention. I mean, he's got probably 4 or 5 piercings on his face alone. So you're naturally going to be drawn to ask, what is this about? And again, they decided we can't sell the whole website and our entire newspaper, so they decided to pick one specific thing, which I think is a very creative way to deal with that challenge of selling something that's so big.
I also like the juxtaposition of the handwritten element to it, too. Again, just another thing we need to try. Great job.
I was saying there are several different things by themselves that catch your eye. Here they actually have 3 that catch your eye.